Game 2, folks, of the first double header of IPL 2021. Delhi Capitals taking on Punjab Kings. Two teams which are really similar. बहुत similar है दोस्तों. Why? Delhi Capitals suffered a heartbreaking loss to Rajasthan Royals. They should have killed the game off. But one wrong captaincy decision, one decision cost them very, very dearly. Punjab Kings, no captaincy decisions, boss. They were just blown away by Deepak Chahar's masterclass in swing bowling. Chennai Super Kings decimated the Punjab Kings. There is one more similarity between both the sides. Against Rajasthan Royals, Delhi Capitals, top order was blown away. Absolutely decimated by Jaydev Unadkat. Swing and seam, folks. Punjab Kings were also decimated. Deepak Chahar, not swinging like a banana, not bouncing like a waka. Simple swing, simple seam, late, little, lethal. So that's where the similarities end, folks. Punjab Kings were almost going 2 out of 2 losses. They got out of jail because of one misjudgment from Sanju Samson, and they won that game by 4 runs. Delhi Capitals thrashed Chennai Super Kings. They should have made it 2 out of 2 in wins. But Chris Morris and David Miller combined, and Delhi Capitals, what should have been a winning position, they lost. I am Siddharth Vishwanath, and I am joined as always by Arnab Mukherjee. Contrasting wins, contrasting fortunes, isn't it, Arnab? Yet similar for Delhi Capitals and Punjab Kings. What do you make of this contest that you've always seen from the IPL? Delhi Capitals and Punjab Kings. I mean, aren't they similar but yet dissimilar?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, both of them have got some really powerful players out there. You have got KL Rahul, you have got Chris Gale, Nicholas Pooran, Rishabh Pant. I mean, all these players across these two sides. Shikhar Dhawan and Prithvi Shaw, two very important names. I failed to mention. I mean, all these guys are game changers, really amazing performers. So they're similar in this nature for sure. Plus, they have got a really good pace attack out there in both teams. You have got Avesh Khan, he's a really good performer. Mohammad Shami, Ty Richardson, Riley Meredith, Kagiso Rabada. All these players, seriously, they're a joy to watch. So certainly similar. But then, of course, they have got different approaches. Rishabh Pant has got a different style. You have got KL Rahul adopting a different style. So certainly these are a few constants that I can, think about.
I mean, yes. Why I say similar yet dissimilar? Delhi Capitals and Punjab Kings have entered the final only once. They have lost. They are the only teams that are not yet won the IPL title. The third being Royal Challengers Bangalore. Maybe this is the year. Who knows? Similar top order collapses. Similar star power, similar power, but folks, both teams, two matches, 1 win, 1 loss. Very, very similar. Dissimilar, maybe in nature of losses. How bad, Arnab, will that misjudgment be of Rishabh Pant? Ashwin had 3 overs for 14. He had 1 over to go. A left-hander was batting. A South African who generally they don't play spin well. Yet he did not bowl Ashwin out. How big a misjudgment and how crucial that error was when it came to Pant's captaincy.
I think Rishabh Pant is still a young captain. He might have looked to explore, but I really hope he does not go on to rule this decision because Tom Curran really got back for runs. Maybe he was looking at it as an early game in the league campaign. That's why he went for somebody like Tom Curran handling the death overs. Because Tom Curran has got a certain reputation of handling the last over for England as well. But then Ravichandran Ashwin would certainly have been a better candidate, and he was looking really comfortable out there. And as we all know, Ravichandran Ashwin, when he's in rhythm, he can be absolutely lethal. He can leave batsmen bamboozled at every stage, every delivery. So Rishabh Pant certainly an error in choices out there, but I really hope that does not come back to haunt him. That's all.
Yes, I mean, 2 major decisions, 2 major events happened in that game. Ashwin did not bowl out. Rishabh Pant fluffed a run-out chance in the 19th over. Yes, it would have been Jaydev Unadkat, but yet the pressure would have increased. No sixes were hit in the Delhi Capitals innings at all. But as Ricky Ponting said, probably the death overs, they bowled too many length balls, too many in the slot deliveries. It was probably too much to expect Kagiso Rabada, who had not played cricket for a long time and coming out of a bio bubble, out of quarantine, to deliver. And remember, Andrich North years back, he was training in the camp, but whether he'll be picked for this game against Punjab Kings remains to be seen. There was immense criticism on social media about Tom Curran's inclusion. Arnab, do you think that with Tom Curran being low on confidence, I mean, even in the ODIs that we saw against England, he was whacked. I mean, against India, sorry. In the 3 ODIs in Pune, he was whacked all over the place. With that low confidence, and even before, he was still struggling. Do you think Tom Curran still deserves to hold a place in the Delhi Capitals side?
Well, after his performance in the opening game against Chennai, where he got whacked, I was actually expecting him to get dropped. I was expecting him to, simply be a backup option in case Hendrik Naughty is not available. But then they selected him for the second game and he got back hit again. So maybe Ricky Ponting and Rishabh Pant see something in him, but he'll certainly be low on confidence out there because the manner in which he ended up costing Delhi a game, which maybe they should have ended up winning. So that will certainly be an area of concern for him and for the team management itself. Because that kind of a performance, the manner in which they made a comeback, they put Rajasthan Royals in a spot of complete border out there. So they would have actually been happy to go out and get a second win. But I guess, like you previously mentioned, maybe Ashwin would have been a better choice, and Tom Curran was certainly not a good option for the pressure situation out there. Because IPL, it's like a different ball game altogether. You have to be really comfortable out there. Maybe Kagiso Rabada would have been a good choice among the Pacers if he had an option available. But he was not available, and Tom Curran was not a good choice, I believe. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, Rabada was also whacked for 17 runs. That's not the Rabada that we normally see. Kagiso Rabada might give away only 10 or 11 runs on his worst day. But yes, that is what rustiness can do to a player. And unfortunately, Kagiso Rabada was rusty, yet he was still very good. That is the class of Kagiso in his own way. But Punjab Kings, I mean, have they run out of steam even in the second game? I mean, Deepak Chahar's masterclass was a different thing altogether. But can any team, if they had just wanted to look at inspiration, they had to only look at Rajasthan Royals for the way how they bounced back. In the game against Chennai Super Kings, they showed no intent whatsoever. Even KL Rahul said it's very difficult to fight back after you lose 5 wickets. But Rajasthan did fight back. Do you think that is the problem? I mean, when pushed to a corner, Punjab Kings just give up?
Well, I feel with regard to the batting department, there are obvious issues out there because they are too reliant on Mayank Agarwal and KL Rahul to go out and get the job done. Because Mayank, he is off to a poor start, and KL Rahul, yesterday when he got dismissed, it seemed like the team completely, lost it mentally because Chris Gayle and Nicholas Pooran, they were expected to lead the team to a scenario where, they could maybe fire in the last 5 to 6 overs. But Chris Gayle, he had an off day, courtesy a fantastic catch by Jadeja. And then Nicholas Pooran, not many know, but this is the second successive duck in the edition. So Pooran, he's somebody who enjoys the respect of Sunil Gavaskar. And Mr. Gavaskar is not very easy to please. But then Nicholas Pooran also needs to back his talent with consistency. So these are very obvious problems out there. But I was, to a certain extent, happy with the bowling performance out there. Because barring somebody like Murugan Ashwin, who considered 32 runs in 3 overs, the other bowlers actually delivered a good performance. And in case Faf du Plessis was dismissed or Moeen Ali was dismissed more cheaply in comparison, then maybe you would have seen the game go down to the last over rather than ending in the 16th over. So overall, considering they had a target of about 107 runs to defend, the bowling department did a good job, but the batting certainly needs to take a hard look at themselves. They really need to step up when KL Rahul is struggling, and they need to perform as a unit. Shah Rukh Khan, he delivered a very good performance. He really came close to his maiden half century in the IPL, but he was left stranded at one end. Very limited support from the others. You cannot be expecting a playoff berth in this kind of a scenario.
I mean, it has been a contrasting game. In 2 matches, it's been a story of extremes for Punjab Kings. 200 plus in the first game, 106 in the second game. I mean, that shows that a batting is not consistent enough. but maybe the pitch was different. The pitch was stackier. The pitch was different in ways that it aided swing a lot more. It wasn't a batting strip. So, yes, KL Rahul, if he goes, it's a problem. But with the class of Gale, with the class of Pooran, even with Huda, you would have expected the side to bounce back. But yes, I think the mental dependence on Rahul is too much, I would have a feeling. And Pooran yet again gets off to a bad start. I mean, in IPL 2020 also, he got off to a bad start. But then he picked up. But in the long run, that might not benefit the side. Now, it's again the battle of two wicket-keeper batsmen, Rishabh Pant and KL Rahul. Pant played a mature knock, I would say, against Rajasthan Royals. Knowing the situation, he hit a very good 50 of 32 balls. But he didn't hit a single six. I think he curbed his aggression in that game. Do you think Pant is now able to adapt in any kind of situation, or do you think there's still work in progress?
I think I've seen some good positives out there, but then at the same time, he's also a case of a work in progress, I would say. Because when I saw him leading the bowlers out there when they were trying to defend the total against the Rajasthan Royals, Rishabh Pant, I could see similarities to MS Dhoni, because both of them are very calm. He was looking very calm out there. And when Avesh Khan, when he was looking in a spot of bother, Rishabh Pant actually walked down and had a conversation with him to basically cool him down a bit, guide him, something similar to what MS Dhoni does and has done in the past, I guess. So I believe that yes, Rishabh Pant, he's certainly a work in progress, but I'm very happy to see the manner in which he's handled the pressure a captaincy can have on an individual. Because when he was initially appointed as the skipper of Delhi Capitals, I was quite worried. I was worried about losing the talent, who was struggling mentally not so long ago. And captaincy, Sachin Tendulkar, Mr. Sachin Tendulkar, the legend, even he admitted to being badly bogged down by the rigors of captaincy. So the manner in which Rishabh Pant is handling the scenario, he's handling the responsibilities, credit to him, and I really hope that he develops even more mental strength and he is able to lead on Delhi Capitals to a respectable finish.
Yeah, so far he's been good. Shikhar Dhawan mentioned in the first match that Pant's captaincy was good. But I think he undid a lot of the good work by that Ashwin misjudgment in the second game. But on paper, do you think that Delhi Capitals are stronger? Because I will give you one reason, the bowling. You have Avesh Khan, you have Chris Wokes, you have Kagiso Rabada, you have Ravichandran Ashwin, you've got Chris Wokes coming, you've got potentially, I would say, Anrich Nortje coming back in. So on paper, the Delhi Capitals team has got a far potent bowling lineup. Do you think they will play 3 foreign bowlers and persist with Ravichandran Ashwin and Avesh Khan? Or do you think they will have 2 foreigners and 2 batsmen overseas?
I think they will go with 2 foreign bowlers and 2 batsmen overseas. And like you mentioned previously, yeah, certainly they look way stronger in comparison to Punjab Kings on paper. They have got a very good balance because with regard to Punjab Kings, they have got Ravi Bishnoi, Murugan Ashwin, but none of them, can be compared to somebody like a Ravichandran Ashwin or Amit Mishra, who are extremely experienced in the IPL. And along with that, you have got Kagiso Rabada, Anrich Nortje. They were excellent in the 2020 edition. With regard to Punjab Kings, they have got some talents like Jhye Richardson and Riley Meredith, but they are playing their first IPL now. And the thing is that they are still struggling to get used to the conditions and how they are expected to deliver to the plans of the team. So certainly maturity level, the overall balance, Delhi Capitals are way more stronger in comparison. Plus, you have got 2 openers who will be looking to get back in form once again after that fantastic performance against Chennai Super Kings. Of course, there is no shame in getting undone by the beautiful deliveries that Jaydev Uratkar delivered in the game. So, of course, they'll be looking to get back to form, and Prithvi Shaw, he'll be looking to deliver a fantastic performance in the IPL because there is so much competition in the openers' berth. And going into the T20 World Cup, every single performance will be monitored when it comes to finally choosing the squad for the tournament. So these games are very important, and I would really be happy for these guys to go out and express themselves.
Yes, I mean, do you think Punjab Kings with Pooran not on form and with either of Meredith or Jhye Richardson still not delivering, do you think it is the right time to get David Malan and Moses Henriques in the game, considering Henriques has got more IPL experience and he's a far more experienced campaigner than Riley Meredith or Jhye Richardson? Javed Malan, for obvious reasons, was the number one T20 batsman for a brief time. Do you think Punjab will have more stability having Malan in the middle order, and then you have the likes of Moses Henriques shoring up the lower middle order as well as the bowling lineup?
Yeah, certainly. Moises Henriques, he seems like a very good option considering the woes of the Punjab Kings. I mean, he's a very reliable batsman. He can finish off the innings, and like you rightly mentioned, a really good medium pacer. He's got quite a few variations up there, and he looked really good in the recent series between Australia and India. So he would be a good addition to the Punjab Kings team out there. And certainly Riley Meredith, I think he could be rested for this game, and they could look for other options. Maybe somebody like a Fabian Allen. Who knows? He and Shah Rukh Khan could go on to become the finishers Punjab Kings have been looking out for. Because Fabian Allen, he's very, very highly rated. Plus, he can bowl some effective off spin. So you have got some more bases covered, I guess.
And what about Javed Malan?
Well, David Malan, I won't see him making an appearance unless Chris Gayle gets injured, because that would certainly upset the flow in which the batting progresses to a certain extent.
Maybe replacing Pooran? Why not Malan with Pooran?
I think I would give Pooran 1 or 2 games more, because on his day he can be extremely explosive. And it's certainly early days now in the IPL, like you said. Only 2 games now. If he can go on and become, a match winner in the coming matches, then Pooran would certainly be a, worthy option to back. Malan is always available. He can always be, included in the team later on. But then Pooran, he needs to be given a longer rope, I guess.
So, final question, Arnab. Who will win and why?
I think Delhi Capitals, because Rishabh Pant, the manner in which he's gone about leading the troops and the manner in which they made a comeback against Rajasthan Royals, that indicates that the team morale and the confidence is really high. They know how to go out and push the opposition even in case of a low total. But with regard to Punjab Kings, they're looking really weak mentally, because like you rightly mentioned, it all came down to misjudgment by Sanju Samson of the final 2 deliveries of the first game. Otherwise, Punjab Kings would have lost the first game itself. And in the second game, if you can't handle tough conditions, because let me give a bit of explanation. With regard to the game yesterday, you had to see out the new ball, you had to see out the new overs, and if you had enough wickets in hand, the pitch was certainly good. It was a good batting surface later on, but you had to have a bit of patience. You had to adopt the cautious stand early on. But Punjab Kings don't have that maturity to go out and adapt to conditions at this point of time. I believe they are more happy to go out and bat on batting paradises, and you won't get them at every stage. So this is one major area of concern. They are missing a dependable batsman out there, like you rightly mentioned, David Malan. Yeah, he would be a good addition. He would certainly be a good addition considering his maturity and composure. We have to see how it works out. But considering the early signs, I would go with Delhi Capitals. They're looking really strong out there.
Well, I would not want to pack my team with left-handers against Delhi Capitals for the simple reason that Ashwin is there. Ravichandran, not Murugan. R. Ashwin is a demon to left-handers, and he will be the ultimate weapon if Gayle comes out. Get Ashwin in, and the match might be won right there. To keep the universe boss quiet, use spin and use it effectively. Mumbai Indians did that, and since then, and Ashwin, remember, in the 2011 IPL final, he opened the bowling and he dismissed Gayle cheaply. So this is 10 years later, the rematch all over again, one might say. Yes, on paper and on current form, I would say that the Delhi Capitals are favourites to win. They have more depth. Nortje coming in would mean like, wow, you've got potentially Vokes, you've got Rabada, you've got Nortje, and you've got Stoinis. A batting all-rounder, you got 3 classic and brilliant bowlers. But yes, if they choose with Nortje and Rabada, then obviously Vokes sits out, then Marcus Stoinis comes in, then it boils down to either Shimron Hetmyer or Steve Smith. We don't know. Remember, Steve Smith is on the bench, folks. And if he comes in this situation, then who knows? Delhi have a problem of plenty when it comes to the overseas composition. They have a slight issue in the balance because Akshar Patel is not in. So maybe Lalit Yadav might get a longer rope. We don't know when Akshar Patel will arrive. Maybe after the 18th, he might come back. But still, if Akshar comes back, then the composition is sorted. So until then, Delhi will have to make do with whatever remains. So my vote also goes for Delhi Capitals, putting one over Punjab Kings. But let us not forget, Punjab Kings have a 15-11 head-to-head record against them, and the spoils were shared in IPL 2020. Punjab won one game, Delhi won one game, and Punjab defeated Delhi at a time when their momentum dipped and Punjab's momentum rose. So, yet again, this contest might be too close to call, but slight advantage, Delhi Capitals. That is all we have, folks, from the sportslumo.com here. I am Siddharth Vishwanathan and Arnab Mukherjee, as always. We will bring you live updates, reports, analysis, features, reviews every day in this IPL. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, and subscribe to us for more videos. Until then, stay safe.